Is sexting cheating? TLDR, I found out my fiance of 4 years has been talking and sexting with over 10 different women. What do I do here? I, 25F, have been engaged to my fiance, 24M, for 2 years, and we've been together for 4. Earlier this year, we had a nasty fight, and I moved back in with my parents. This period of separation seemed to help us both. We worked things out and agreed that the distance allowed us to improve ourselves individually. We've been back together for a total of 4 months now, but we are still not living with each other. This weekend, I visited him, and while he was asleep, I checked his phone. This is something I've done before, and he's never had an issue with it because, as he said, he had nothing to hide. However, what I found this time was shocking and deeply distressing. I discovered that he has been talking to 10 different women, had downloaded a dating app, and was sending and receiving nude photos. He was complimenting these women, asking for their pictures, and engaging in intimate conversations. This revelation was devastating, especially since we had recently been discussing our future together, including having children soon. It was particularly painful to find out that he was also talking to pregnant women and women with children, suggesting that he could be a stepdad. The messages I found were all from the last 2 months, a period during which we were together and working on our relationship. I matched the dates of these conversations to days we were in contact. He called me every one of those days, sent good morning and good night texts, and even left voicemails while I was asleep, telling me how much he loved me and couldn't wait to see me again. The contrast between his words to me and his actions with these other women was jarring. When confronted, he claimed he never physically met up with any of these women. To demonstrate his commitment to me, he deleted and blocked all of them in front of me. However, I am left questioning what to do next. We were supposed to move back in together very soon, but now I am unsure if that is the right step. Is sexting and engaging in emotional affairs with other women technically cheating? Is he likely to do it again? Should I believe that he didn't physically meet up with any of these women? I am deeply torn. I love him immensely, but I don't know what the right course of action is. Infidelity isn't limited to physical acts alone. It encompasses emotional betrayal and significant violations of trust. Sexting, sharing intimate photos, and engaging in emotional affairs with multiple women certainly fall into a gray area that many would consider cheating. Your discovery that your fiance was communicating with 10 different women, sending nudes, and discussing potential futures with them, all while planning a future with you, raises significant concerns. This type of behavior undermines the trust and emotional security that are fundamental to a committed relationship. Trust is foundational in any relationship. The fact that you felt compelled to check his phone indicates a level of distrust that might have already been present. His actions, even if they didn't involve physical cheating, suggest a major breach of that trust. It's important to ask yourself if you can rebuild that trust and if you want to put in the effort to do so. The betrayal you feel is valid, and understanding whether you can move past this incident is crucial. He claims he never physically hooked up with these women and demonstrated his willingness to cut off contact by deleting and blocking them in front of you. This gesture shows some level of commitment to mending the relationship. However, the sincerity of his actions and the likelihood of recurrence are things only time and consistent behavior can reveal. Words alone might not be enough to rebuild the broken trust. His future actions will need to consistently demonstrate his commitment to the relationship and to you. Sit down with your fiancé and have an open, honest conversation about how his actions have affected you. Discuss your feelings, your trust issues, and what you both need to move forward. This discussion should be a safe space where both of you can express your thoughts and concerns without judgment. Consider couples counseling to help navigate the complexities of trust, betrayal, and rebuilding your relationship. A professional can provide tools and strategies to help both of you understand each other's perspectives and work through this difficult time. Reflect on whether he is truly committed to changing his behavior, and if you are willing to work through this significant breach of trust. Both of you need to assess your level of commitment and whether the relationship is worth the effort to rebuild. Establish clear boundaries about what is acceptable in your relationship moving forward, and ensure both parties understand and agree to them. These boundaries should be explicitly discussed and agreed upon to prevent future misunderstandings. Don't rush the decision to move in together. Give yourself time to see if his behavior genuinely changes and if your trust can be rebuilt. Moving in together should be a step taken with confidence and security, not out of obligation or pressure. Sexting and emotional affairs, even without physical contact, can be deeply hurtful and are often considered forms of cheating. Your feelings of being torn are valid. It's crucial to take time, communicate openly, and seek professional guidance if needed. Your happiness and mental well-being should be a priority as you decide the future of your relationship. Remember that rebuilding trust is a process that requires time, effort, and genuine commitment from both parties. Is there such a thing as the cheatable type? I recently discovered that my soon-to-be ex-boyfriend, whom I'll refer to as Johnny Cash, since he idolizes this singer and doesn't see the parallel between their shared struggles with alcoholism and past drug use, has been cheating on me. I was overseas for 2 weeks attending a relative's funeral, and during this time, my sister kept insisting she had a gut feeling that he was cheating. I didn't share this feeling, partly because I was grieving and partly because I was preoccupied with the fact that, despite giving him rent money, he managed to get us evicted while I was away. He had been unemployed since May and somehow moved all my belongings to a garage. Upon my return, I spent another 2 weeks before finally going through his phone. What I found confirmed my worst fears. I sent myself screenshots and videos of his infidelities, wiped any trace of my snooping, and fled to my parents' house. He suspects that I know, especially after an old screenshot of his encounter with a woman we used to hook up with last year surfaced in our chat. He called and accused me of acting weird because I was probably cheating and didn't love him. I managed to keep my cool and dismissed his accusations, but the damage was done. This brings me to my main question. Is there such a thing as the cheatable type? Every single relationship I've been in has ended with my partner cheating on me. It's easy to say that I should choose a different type of partner, but that answer doesn't satisfy my curiosity. I'm not exactly ugly, but I'm not the prettiest either. I know that cheaters cheat because of their insecurities, not because of me. So how have I managed to choose 3 consecutive partners who all claim to despise cheating only to end up back at square one each time? The history of heartbreak. My first partner in 2017 was 18 years old. We lasted 2 years, and he cheated throughout. My second partner in 2020 was 23 years old. We also lasted 2 years before I found out he had spent $600 on a cam model on my mom's birthday while contributing nothing to her birthday dinner. My latest partner, Johnny Cash, and I met when he was 22 in 2022. We are approaching our 2-year mark in September. This relationship was different because I thought being more sexually open to threesomes and couple swaps would help us navigate our issues. Boy, was I wrong. I keep asking myself if I'm giving too little or too much in these relationships. Is it worth hoping to find someone who respects my boundaries? As I ponder these questions, let me continue venting about my current situation, the discovery of betrayal. I found Johnny Cash on Reddit, sending explicit photos to throwaway accounts just 5 days into my absence. Even though he was clearly rejected, the intent was there. Remember the couple we swapped with last year? The woman was 7 months pregnant at the time. After that experience, we both agreed never to do it again. Yet, less than 24 hours after my departure, while I was still on the plane, he contacted her, trying to hook up again. I won't go into the graphic details of what was said because it's enough to make me sick. Discovering this betrayal just 5 hours ago has left me reeling. The woman is around 250 pounds, and Johnny Cash had been praising me for losing weight and getting healthier. I used to weigh 200 pounds when we met, and he encouraged me to work out and eat better. Now, I weigh 160 pounds, and all my blood work is in the clear. Yet, despite his compliments, he still sought out other women. I even made explicit videos for him to keep him satisfied while I was away, only to find out he was still reaching out to other women. And he still talks to his ex, though that seems minor compared to everything else. I feel completely used. I'm practically homeless. My relationship is in ruins, and because of my approved vacation, I might not have a job when this is all over. The aftermath. I've booked a therapist for next week because I desperately need someone to talk to. And If Johnny Cash happens to read this, this is why I left you. I'll also be forwarding all the evidence I gathered to his mom and possibly his new job, which he starts on August 8th. Should I send it to his new employer? Let me know what you think. In conclusion, dealing with betrayal repeatedly in relationships makes me question if there's something inherently wrong with my choices or if I'm just incredibly unlucky. As I navigate through this latest heartbreak, I hold on to the hope that one day I'll find someone who truly respects and values me. Until then, I continue to pick up the pieces of my shattered trust and self-worth, one painful experience at a time.